Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Donation with Gift of Hope. I am your host, Olivia Fox, and again, this is Let's Talk Donation Season 2. We're so excited to have you all. This is an interactive show where you, the viewers, can call in and ask any questions that you might have about the topic of organ and tissue donation in our community. Just as we are each week, we are streaming live at cantv.org/hotline. Shout out to all our streaming viewers. And you can call in and join our conversation by dialing 312-738-1060. Again, that's 312-738-1060. So I know a lot of you all have been hearing the commercials and we're like, talk donation. What type of donation? Are we talking about donation to charity? What? In actuality, we're talking about donation to our fellow man, woman, and child. We're talking about education, about the topic of organ and tissue donation. And each week, myself and my special guest will spend time talking about the importance of organ and tissue donation in all communities, but especially in minority communities. And what our viewers need to know about participating in this process. Ultimately, our sole purpose is to give you enough information to dispel the long-standing myths and misconceptions about organ and tissue donation, while helping everyone understand that Gift of Hope is a very trusted and honorable partner in the community. We recognize that minorities have a fear of the health of many healthcare industries, and it's very well founded. For over the past 30 years, with the help of our hospital partners with advancements in modern medicine, transplant physicians, our hospital partners, religious partners, and community partners, Gift of Hope has helped change the end of stories by changing tragedies to triumph through organ and tissue donation, while also supporting recipients and those waiting for a life-saving organ and tissue donation. So welcome everyone, welcome to this week's episode. We will be right back for donation news right after our regularly scheduled commercial break.
Nikki's donations made a huge impact on a lot of people. This one right here, sitting next to me especially. When Gift of Hope came to me and asked me for the donation, it made me feel very confident knowing that I can give my baby's heart. This is Nikki's heart beating inside Tanisha's chest.
So when I heard this pounding, like, what is that noise? And the nurse said to me, that's your heart.
I carried Nikki for 9 months. Now Tanisha's gonna carry her the rest of her life.
Say yes to donation. Start the conversation with your loved ones today.
Nikki's donation.
So welcome back to Let's Talk Donation. For this week in donation news, we're actually going to show another video, which is from one of our hospital partners, Edward Elmhurst Hospital, used Gift of Hope and highlighted us for their spotlight that they do each month, in which they highlight a different part of the hospital, a different inner working of the hospital. So for the month of April, which was National Donate Life Month, as we discussed, they decided to highlight Gift of Hope. So let's take a look at what Edward Elmhurst Hospital had to say about Gift of Hope.
Organ donation is the miracle that happens not very often and when someone passes, but under the right circumstances, we have a chance to rewrite the end of stories.
I work with Gift of Hope very frequently in the intensive care unit. Unfortunately, people do pass, and if there's an opportunity to recover vital organs so that others may live, it's a beautiful contribution to the world, even in the face of tragedy.
When the time is right, Gift of Hope will go in and they will address organ donation, and they do it in a very respectful, compassionate, empathetic way with the families. It is an incredible selfless gift that a family can give, and you're potentially saving the lives of many people by being a donor.
I was very sick, and I was fortunate enough to receive a heart transplant from my sister's best friend.
My daughter Nikki died at an early age. She was 18. She was involved in a tragic accident. Of course, I was devastated because I was losing my only child, my best friend, my angel here on earth. But I realized that she had to be an angel for the rest of the world now. We came into the room with Gift of Hope, and I met the entire Gift of Hope staff, and which now we're now family because we're tied together for life now. But they asked me if I wanted to be, donate her organs, and I said, of course. Fortunately for me, my best friend's sister, Tanisha, needed a heart.
To receive her heart, that's unheard of. That was my little baby girl. I watched her grow up. She played with my children. That meant the world to me. I was able to be here for my children. I was able to see so many things happen with them. I was able to get married and live my life, be happy.
It's really important to be an organ donor so that you can give the opportunity for other people to live on.
So you can register to be an organ donor. It's really simple. When you go to the motor vehicle facility to get your driver's license, they'll ask you if you want to register and they'll put it on your driver's license. You can go to our website, giftofhope.org, and you can sign up to be a donor that way. It takes about 45 seconds. And most importantly, let your family know your wishes, that if something tragic were to happen to you, that you'd want to be an organ and tissue donor.
Since April is our National Donation Month, for the entire month of April at both organizations, we will be flying our Gift of Hope flag.
Edward Elmhurst Health is just an incredible partner for us, and our relationship has been so great with both hospitals. We've just enjoyed so much the staff there, the support that we get, letting that family walk out of this hospital having lost their loved one with something that they can hang on to. That's really cool, and that partnership is something we are so very grateful for.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Donation with Gift of Hope. I am now joined by our special guest for this evening, Mr. Marty Lieberman. Welcome, Marty.
Good evening.
Marty is the president of the Community Currency Exchange Association. And there's a very, very important reason why Marty is our special guest for this evening. People might be wondering, Gift of Hope, organ tissue donation, currency exchanges, what's going on? What's going on with that? So we're actually here to talk about a very, very important community partnership that is not quite new, but has just been kind of revamped and kicked off. And I'm so excited to have you here to discuss why this community partnership is so important between Gift of Hope and the Currency Exchange Program and kind of what we're doing with it. So again, thank you so much for being here tonight.
You're very welcome. Thank
Welcome.
you for having me.
So
Appreciate it.
let's get started off by talking about this program. So this program has been around, it's I believe the third year that Gift of Hope has been partnering with the Currency Exchange Association. And this program is in 40 stores, 40 of the Currency Exchange facilities in the south side of Chicago and the southeast suburbs, all the way over to Indiana. So it's really covering a lot of ground, this partnership. It's not just kind of like a one event thing or a one-off. This is a lasting partnership that has some really cool components to it. So maybe you can tell me a little bit about the history of it, because it's older than my tenure at Gift of Hope. But can you tell me a little bit about how we got connected and why this partnership was established?
Approximately 3 years ago, I was contacted by the Gift of Hope, and we discussed the object of what our stores could do, what we could do to help the Gift of Hope to reach the communities on a targeted basis. Like we said, we're in 40 stores this second and third quarter. Hopefully we'll be in another quadrant of the city and we'll go on from there. But these 40 stores were targeted specifically for the customer base.
Okay.
They're trying to reach a certain demographic.
Okay.
And our stores are a place where that demographic comes on a regular basis.
Exactly.
So it was decided that we would do what we call tabling. And tabling is really quite simple.
Something that we do throughout the community.
Absolutely. And we pick days, we pick dates. The owners of the various stores cooperate. Their employees cooperate, quite willingly as a matter of fact.
Okay.
So many of our employees know someone that has been touched by organ.
Ah,
There
interesting.
are people, it's a remarkable thing. People don't realize who has received, who has donated, who knows somebody who knows somebody. It's kind of a quiet thing, but when you bring the subject up, people start to nod their heads.
Everybody starts raising their hand, yep.
Yeah, people nod their heads. So we started this program, as I say, 2 years ago. This is the third year. Last year, we enrolled approximately 3,500 people in 18 stores. So this year, we opened the project up to 40 stores.
So there's that growth already for
So
these
we're
couple of
hoping
years.
for 6,000 or 7,000 signups.
Wow.
That's our goal. And if it works well, we'll expand it to other parts of the city. Again, targeted marketplaces. And what happens when we target a market? We put in posters. We put in handouts that the tellers can actually, I guess the best thing to do, they use that as a way of explaining what the Gift of Hope is.
They are helping me with my job. Each week I talk about how we do public education about this topic of organ and tissue donation, but I'm only one person. The viewers have met Olman. Olman's only one person. So this is really opening our network of our ambassadors, because we've also talked about our ambassadors program on this show. It's opening up our network of ambassadors that can educate the public on the topic of organ and tissue donation. And like you said, in these areas where it's most important for people to be educated with facts about this topic.
Exactly. These 40 stores have approximately 300 employees. And each one of those employees is now involved in the Gift of Hope. They've all been briefed. They've all been trained. They know how to answer the questions. They have the materials to pass out. They have applications if someone wanted to sign up as a donor right then and there. We've created a network to take those applications and send them into the Gift of Hope offices so things keep moving. It's a nice partnership. And it's kind of a way that the currency exchanges can give back to the community. It's important. The currency exchanges are now in their 81st year. Now, in that period of time, we've had so very many charitable things. We have a foundation today that gives school supplies to children. It's the largest foundation, if not in Illinois, perhaps in the entire country. This year, we'll give out 40,000 school kits. And that's, by and large, to communities that are depressed. It's to the spouses of soldiers and sailors and airmen that have gone on active duty. It's to people that have lost their homes. It's to women that have had to leave their homes, take their children with them. And the kids kind of get lost in the shuffle. We make sure that they don't get lost in the shuffle.
So you bring up an important point, because that's also something that really let us know that our mission and that our causes were aligned. You mentioned that the currency exchange is this program because you guys believe in giving back to the community. And that's also something that's very important to Gift of Hope, and why we, do public education on the topic of organ and tissue donation, and why we talk about this before people encounter it in the hospital setting. Just like you said, you guys want to be a part of good things that are going on in the community. We want to be a part of the everyday happenings that are going on. So people go in, they do their everyday business at currency exchanges. That's why it's important for us to be there. We want to be a part of good things such as the school supply giveaway that the Currency Exchange Association Foundation does. We are so closely aligned, and that is important for us to not only do business with our customers, but to be a part of the good things that are going on in the community, and supporting that community. And supporting that community, educating is a part of supporting that community. So that's a great point that you brought up about
Our
that.
employees have a very close relationship with their customers. Some of our employees have been doing this for so many years that the customers know and trust and kind of rely on these individuals to guide them along in their financial transactions.
Because people are doing business there regularly,
Exactly.
right?
And so when our employees speak about the Gift of Hope, the customers take that with a real strong measure that this is a good thing, because we don't just join up with other organizations. We're very, very picky. We want to only deal with something that we know is top flight. We want people to understand that this is an organization that we vetted, that we know that they do what they say they'll do, that this is a quality situation. And because it's a quality situation, we want to support it. And the more we support it, hopefully, the more people will sign up as donors. Unfortunately, people have to be called upon, And when they do, we want people to know about the program. They come in our stores, they get our literature, they understand the program, they find the real meaning behind the program. All the taboos and things of that nature are dispersed. People understand that it's not what you see on the street corners.
Exactly.
It's
Or on
things
TV.
that, yes, it's just something that we've become very passionate about. We think it's a marvelous situation, and our 1,200 employees are just waiting their turn for their district to be called upon so that they can contribute. So we're very, very comfortable with this. We're very proud of it. And we hope to see this grow throughout the city of Chicago, throughout northern Illinois, using our stores as a basis. And we're using this particular program as a pilot. And once we've determined policies and procedures and how things should work, we would like to take this program national.
So right now we're kind of like writing the book, right? We're trying
Well,
to figure it out.
We're trying to at least write the script.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be a book.
I
but
think it's
we'll
gonna be a
write-
book.
We'll try to write the script. There are 7,000 check cashing stores in the country. And it would be quite marvelous if all 7,000 of those stores, instead of our 400 stores, were involved with organizations such as the Gift of Hope in their particular state or in their particular community. We would be talking hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people, targeted marketplaces, the communities that are in most need for donations, because for some reason or other, there are certain communities that either A, don't have enough donors, or B, there aren't enough matches, or there's just a lot of reasons that people don't want to participate. And we'd like
Lack
to
of
get over
education.
all that.
Lack
right?
of education.
We would like to get over all that, and we'd like to have the check cashers throughout the country be a part of this. It's a natural thing for us to do. I sit on the executive committee of the National Association. We've already discussed this with our public relations people. They're just waiting for the formats to be presented, and hopefully in a couple of years, this will be across the entire country, from New York to Los Angeles, up to San Francisco, all the way across the country. So this is a pilot, a success program, something we feel very, very strongly about. And hopefully, we will make this something that Gift of Hope can be very proud of.
This will be something that Gift of Hope and the entire transplant community can be proud of. All of our other community partners, all of our other transplant partners can be proud to know that we are continuing to educate the community in any way we can reach them. We're reaching in every corner that we can to make sure that we are finding programs like this and finding other corporations and community organizations that have a similar interest in such an important cause of saving lives, because that's what this is all about. We start in the community so that eventually all this cause will save lives, and we'll be able to reduce the waiting list and help save as many lives as we can. So when we were in the back, we were talking about a couple weeks ago we had the kickoff press conference event for this new revamped program that we have, and you mentioned that just in that store that we were at right in the South Side, there were 2 employees that had been personally touched by donation. And your wife was talking with us, and we were thinking, well, what are the chances that somebody in that store would be affected by donation? And I let you guys know that, like you mentioned in the beginning, this is something that's kind of a silent conversation. So many people are affected by it, but it's not brought up until you hear somebody else that's affected by it, or until somebody brings it up and says, oh, I know someone that had a transplant. It's kind of a quiet thing. And so to know that our presence in these facilities can raise awareness and kind of make this a conversation, bring it up as a conversation, is really what this is all about. We want people to share their stories. So I don't know, do you know a little bit about the 2 stories of people that were touched? Were they donor families or
One of the
recipients?
ladies' child was given an organ. I think it
Wow.
was a kidney.
Wow.
And another one of the ladies had a heart transplant.
Wow.
So they're both healthy, they're both doing fine, they're both in a managerial position in this particular chain
Wow.
of stores. They're lovely ladies, but the odds of our using that particular store for a press conference and then to find that two people have actually touched this. Now, this is kind of a silent conversation, as you said. It's not a topic that comes up at a party. It's not something when you're sitting
Not
down at
unless you're
dinner,
talking to
people
me at the
say,
party. If
oh,
you're
by
talking
the
to
way,
me.
I know somebody that, this is something that is there, that people understand it's there, but they really don't get involved until they need to get involved. And what we were hoping to do is put enough images, whether it be posters, whether it be take-home things, whether it be static clings that are sticking on the window, so that people will have it in the back of their mind. If you see something enough, it sticks in your memory. And when somebody says organ donor, something in your mind will click. Say, I saw a poster about that. I know where that's at. I can go to the currency exchange. They've got information. Maybe they can help me. Give me a phone number, someplace that I can go.
I've
And
even
that's where
seen
we
them-
think we can, what did you call us? Ambassadors?
Yes, you are part of our ambassadors group.
Well-
And I've even seen some currency exchange owners wearing the pins that say, ask me about donation. So just having that pin on might open up the conversation for someone that, knows that this is a silent conversation and would not have brought it up before. So this is just such an amazing opportunity that we have to educate from these facilities. Such an amazing partnership that, the growth opportunity is amazing.
It's exponential.
It's exponential.
It's
It
exponential.
totally is. And
But I can say one thing to your viewers, if I may.
please.
I'm an outsider to the Gift of Hope organization. But I can honestly say that in all the years, and I've been doing this for a very, very long time, we've come across a number of charities, a number of organizations, a number of community-related organizations, but we've never come across an organization like the Gift of Hope. The professionalism, the understanding of what they do, how well they do it, how quietly they go about their business, is amazing. And as an outsider, I can honestly say that I've never seen this kind of an organization flourish behind the scenes, quietly, without a lot of fuss, a lot of muss. It's really remarkable. So I can say to your viewers, this is something that everybody should be very, very proud of. This is a community-based organization that has real strength, real power, and is doing a phenomenal job, absolutely phenomenal job. And we're very comfortable. Our 400 stores and our 12 or 1,300 employees and another 100 owners or so are very, very happy to participate with you folks. And we're going to do our very best to get the message out as quickly and as properly as we can.
And you know what? That's also a great point that you bring up. It's important for us to understand that while you are the president, you are the head honcho, there are owners and employees of these currency exchange programs that have really taken this program and they have really adopted it, and they are making sure that it is in those facilities. So we are so grateful to the owners that have, under your direction have adopted this program, and we appreciate the ones that will in the future. But thank you so much to those owners for allowing us in your stores. Like you said, you mentioned the tabling events. We are our logo is on some of the envelopes that are given out with each transaction. The employees are handing out pamphlets about Gift of Hope and being able to answer questions of people that come in there and have questions about donation. We have the tabling event. So there are so many things that these stores and the owners have opened up to us that have really made this partnership work and have made it flourish. And
We're partners.
that's
Last fall, the community currency exchanges passed out shopping bags. When the city of Chicago said that people would have to pay for plastic bags, our owners decided to give out canvas shopping bags that are reusable, that are very high quality, that the individual can keep for forever. And on the shopping bag, of course, there's advertising. That's the name of the game. But at the bottom of every shopping bag, 83,000 of them, is the Gift of Hope logo. So this is a real partnership, and we want people to know that the Gift of Hope and the currency exchanges have a common goal, reaching out to the communities that we both serve and getting people involved with real top quality information.
Yes.
Fair enough?
Fair enough. Sounds
Deal.
like a partnership made in heaven.
Deal.
Thank you so much for coming. And before we end, I would like to switch over to our regularly scheduled commercial. Well, actually, it's a little far away, but we would love for you guys to visit giftofhope.org if you would like to join the donor registry. It takes about 15 seconds from the Gift of Hope website. If you would like to reach me, if you would like to partner with Gift of Hope, you can reach out to me at ofox@giftofhope.org. If you have a church, if you are a community partner that would like to work with Gift of Hope, please reach out to me at ofox@giftofhope.org. If you have not done so, please start the conversation with your loved ones today. If you don't know what your loved ones want, ask them, do you want to be an organ donor? Are you registered on your driver's license? If you are not, go to giftofhope.org and join that donor registry today. Thank you so much again to our special guest for the evening, Marty Lieberman from the Currency Exchange Association. And we'll see you all next week for another episode of Let's Talk Donation with Gift of Hope. Have a good evening, everyone.